Welcome to Minding Your Business, the ProMontreal Entrepreneurs podcast, a program of Federation CJA. I'm Dan Laxer.
And I'm Catherine Korakakis, Head of Entrepreneurship at ProMontreal Entrepreneurs. Every episode will speak to founders who found their way through ProMontreal Entrepreneurs, plus some words of wisdom from our mentors or even me.
In this episode, the man who inadvertently inspired this podcast, Jonathan Abitbol of Mobispaw Pet Grooming. That's coming up. But first, Catherine, there's a set of masterclasses coming up in February.
That's correct. So we're launching them February 5th, 12th, and 19th in the new year. And they're going to deal around AI, selling in your business, as well as financial literacy. So look out for those. You can get information on all our social media platforms or on our website.
So, Jonathan, well, first of all, welcome to Minding Your Business.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
I don't know if you realize this, but this podcast, this Minding Your Business podcast, is partially thanks to you. Several months ago, we were doing the 360 podcast with Glenn Nash and me and Catherine, and it was a segment about PME and how your company, Mobispaw, got off the ground thanks to your experience here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you're the reason we're doing Minding Your Business podcast.
Wow, thank you guys so much.
Well, it was a great segment. And then Catherine said,
Could I get some advertisements on here?
This is it. We're spending 20 minutes talking about Mobispaw.
Thank you so much.
But let's get right to it. I mean, for those who haven't seen one of your, 6 trucks now?
Yes.
And you're wearing this fantastic purple Expos cap that says Mobispaw.
Yes,
it's
sir.
the color of your trucks. For those who don't know yet, what is Mobispaw?
So Mobispaw is a mobile pet grooming company. We basically drive to the customer's home, apartment, office, wherever they book an appointment, and we groom their pet directly in the van outside their home.
Yeah.
So it's an all-in-one service, really, just super convenient right outside the customer's home.
On your website, it says you're pet parents. And most importantly, you're right, we're not just groomers, we're problem solvers. And Catherine likes to refer to your pain point. What pain point were you trying to solve for pet parents?
Well, really, if you think of the pet industry as a whole is growing like crazy. Year over year, since COVID especially, there's more pets coming into the market. And a lot of areas within the pet industry have modernized already. So modernized with technology, with convenience, with good services. If you look at the pet care market, specifically pet grooming, it's still very outdated. So the majority of the market is being run by groomers who are not answering the phone because they're grooming, who don't have a proper website, who don't have proper branding, who don't care, honestly, because they're, loaded up with work. So they don't go the extra mile to deliver a better service and to have that kind of all-in-one experience. So the problem I'm solving is delivering a convenient service directly to you for you not to have to go and take 3-4 hours out of your day to go pick up and drop off your dog.
Yeah.
We're solving the problem for your pet because the majority of pets are extremely stressed and nervous and anxious when they're surrounded in a room with 10, 15 other pets with 6 blow dryers going off at once, being cage dried. They'll go in a bath. It's kind of like an assembly line.
Yeah.
They'll go in the bath and then in a cage to be dried, and then everyone has their turn. So it's a bit stressful, So we solve the problem for the pet themselves, and then online through software, through convenient software, booking an appointment right away without having to call and wait and
call again and call again.
Yeah. So it's
The way you describe it, I'm picturing a line of dogs
and
sitting under a dryer,
Yeah.
and they're all flipping through magazines.
And to be fair, there's some very good salons out there. I'm not bashing it. There's some excellent salons that do great service. The majority of them are not like that, though.
Right.
But there are some very good ones.
And the hardest part being a pet parent myself is actually speaking to somebody to book the appointment.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize, hey, got a real business here? When did you realize this?
So I actually realized before lunch. what I mean by that is I really took time to validate the idea. I was working in sales. I was an account executive at a tech company, and my job was to speak to thousands of businesses, basically, and get them to buy, upsell software. So I would speak to every industry you could think of. And one that always I really focused on was the pet industry. Mm-hmm. So when I had this idea and I was developing the idea, what I did was I called all these pet clients that I've had access to anyways. It was my job. I had to. And I would just ask them, like, when's your next grooming availability? They would tell me in a few months. Are you taking new clients? No. I'm like, how many clients do you do in a day? How many dogs do you do in a day? And I had an Excel sheet, and I filled it up with hundreds and hundreds of responses. And then from there, I validated on like the demand and the business side. There's clearly a problem here, and like it makes sense. And then after I sent surveys out to like friends, family, like, how's your experience getting your dog groomed? Does it take long to get an appointment? Are you able to book online? Would you pay more for a service to come to you? And it was just like in front of my face. I saw like, if I get a truck on the road, right away, it's going to work.
So that's when you knew, that's it, I've got a business here.
All in.
You're all in. And walk us, like, what does it look like inside your what does a dog see when they walk into that truck?
It's honestly, I wish they had it for humans. It's nice, you know? You have a whole salon basically customized within the van. So you open up the sliding door on the side and you walk into a full out salon. What's nice for the groomer is that everything is within arm's reach. In a traditional salon, you know, you're walking from one end of the room to the next, to the bathtub, everything is within arm's reach.
So it's optimized for the flow, so you go fast.
Groomer. Yeah. And also just you're spending that one-on-one time with the dog or the cat. So it's very it's convenient for both of them.
So you really, everything's in close proximity. You're cutting down on a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I'm so curious, as you're talking about how you got the idea, how you started thinking about it. Mm-hmm. You started off with one truck.
Yes.
How quickly did you expand to 6?
Listen, for a lot of people on the outside, they would say very quickly. For me, it feels really long. And what I mean by that is, I went to grooming school while I worked at the company.
You had to walk the walk, right?
I had to. I would never make the mistake of starting this without actually knowing what the work is, you know? You can't lead a team if you've never dirtied your own hands.
Well, there's a good saying that says, fall in love with the problem, not with the solution, right?
That's it, yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah.
So I went to the school, and then I groomed probably 1,000 dogs myself to really understand what it is, how long it takes, what inefficiencies there are, how could we make this better? Should we use a microfiber towel or a cotton towel? How much time does that reduce? How much moisture does it soak up? If we add an extra fan, does it cut humidity in the, like everything?
And the thing that most entrepreneurs don't realize is how long it actually takes to start a job. So you think a business, and you think you're going to, start, and you have all these things on paper in your mind, and it's like a fast execution, but
you have to be a bit crazy. Yeah, that's what I say. You can't be a normal person.
Well, but I'm fascinated by all the things you have to be aware of, and I mean, the two, both of you being pet parents, can enlighten me. The thing about the towels. Mm-hmm. Is that something that pet parents...
I would have never thought of it myself, but what he did was exactly what you need to do. You have to become obsessed and really, really fall in love with what that is. The solution will come, but exactly what you did.
And fall in love with making mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't mind making mistakes.
Yeah.
So that's the way you learn.
Yeah, I tell them, if you make mistakes, like I'm the last person I ever get mad. I make mistakes all the time. It's good.
What were some of the top mistakes you made in the beginning, or even make now?
Funny story.
Let's hear it.
It's a bad story. I don't care to share it, but the first dog that I ever did, I completely forgot my lessons from school. Going back to why experience for me is more important than school. But so how blade sizes work is the highest size is the shortest length, meaning like it goes closer to the skin.
Yeah.
And the lowest number is the longest length, so it takes off the less amount of hair. Okay. So I'm thinking, obviously a 10. I'm like, obviously that takes off. Even though I didn't even look at the blade size, and then I shaved
what
the dog.
Kind of dog? What kind of dog was this?
That was bad. It was bad. It was a poodle. I saw that and we didn't charge a customer, and I was just like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It's a good thing the dog hair goes back, so you can make those mistakes.
Right?
You know, if you're honest with the customer and you honestly walk them through it, like, it sucks, but they were super understanding. They still use us today. We laugh about it. So.
Yeah.
So talking about mistakes and lessons learned, what was one of the biggest operational challenges in year one that you would say, and how did you fix it?
Year one, I did most of the work myself. So operationally, that was extremely difficult. The same way I'm preaching that the groomer is not answering the phone, like, I was in that position, so I lived through that problem. Mm-hmm. So it reinforced everything I was building, and the reason why I'm building this, to solve these problems. So I did a lot of the work myself. I worked in the truck. I saw the inefficiencies. And really, the only solution to that problem is to just hire amazing people. So luckily, now it also made mistakes with hiring. I hired, the wrong people in the beginning. And now I have, we have an excellent team. And
it's all about the team, eh?
It's all about the team. It's the most important piece to any business, really. Like Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
I love Steve Jobs. He spent the majority of his time hiring. You would think otherwise. He spent the majority of his time hiring.
Yeah, they say hire slow, but fire fast. But spend time finding the right people. So, it's very important.
Which makes an awful lot of...
Yeah.
Like Marissa, Nancy, Sergi, Dana, Rajan, like all these groomers that we have are all, like, they truly love what they do. They love the pets. They love working with them every day. And it's honestly because of them that we're growing. It's not... I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So,
but I will also say the convenience. I'm one of his clients, and I have to say the convenience and just the ease of booking. I mean, just that for me, that pain point of like not having to call so many times where no one is answering. It's an app. It's super easy. It's clean. You pick what you want. You can have recurring services. I mean, it's really a fantastic service, and it helps. I really mean it, and it really helps when people are busy. The amount of time to even bring the dog, right? And sometimes they're late, so the dog then is stressed because they have to be in the cage longer. This is just perfect, right?
Well, I'm glad you brought up the dog stress. I wanted to ask both of you as pet parents, how do the animals react to, jumping into the van as opposed to being taken to a clinic?
Being fully transparent.
Yeah.
When you take your child to the dentist, they're not happy. So, you know what I mean? It's like, you can't.
But if your dentist came to you.
Sorry?
What if your dentist came to your house?
I would be a little better.
Are they a little bit distressed, the dogs?
Listen, so in terms of reducing, I like to say reduce. We reduce. We don't eliminate. It's impossible. I'd be lying to you if we said it.
Of course.
So we reduce. We reduce stress. We reduce anxiety, and we give an overall better experience. The dog, if it was up to the dog, they would stay dirty for the rest of their life.
Yeah, no dog wants to be washed.
No dog wants to be. You know what I mean?
Dog needs that.
Getting into the van, it's like some dogs jump in, they're super excited. Those are the weird ones. It's not. They're an outlier. It's weird when they do that, and it's amazing. We love it. Then there's some that are you have to pick them up, or you have to incentivize them, or they like bribes. You give them treats. It's they know what's going on. They don't want to get washed and blow dried. But the thing is that offering, like, reducing that stress and that anxiety, like, if they're like hesitant on getting into the van, imagine at the salon, surrounded with barking and loud noises, and dogs could hear way more than we can. Like, the frequency, they could hear a lot more than humans can. So it's like all that is magnified when there's 6 blow dryers. It's way different than having one. When there's dogs barking, it creates stress. So it's about reducing stress, reducing anxiety, and just giving an overall better experience. And that's one thing that I think we've mastered.
Well, you have, and it's a great segue. So you've mastered it. You've proven the concept.
Yeah.
How do you grow? What are the metrics that you're using to say, hey, we're growing? And what does that look like?
So in terms of like scaling up and new markets routing, really we look at the amount of requests that come in. So if I'm getting a lot of requests in one area, then and like we're not currently servicing that area, and we're getting a lot of abandoned bookings, we call them, so people that show up on our site, try to book an appointment, and leave, it tells me that that area is hot and we could add a truck there. The beautiful thing is that it's a truck. It's on wheels. I'm not signing a lease to a physical location. So worst case, we could always have it service another area. We're able to be very agile. But we look at data. Like, I'm very data focused. We're actually building out like our own custom software and like hardware to like install on vans to collect more data, to make better decisions and be more efficient, to deliver a better experience to the customer and the groomers. For the customer, they're going to have more accurate like arrival windows. They'll be able to see the truck when it's on the way to their appointment, and allow them to like really have more of an accurate, because Montreal, there's traffic, there's detours, so as we scale, we're going to give a better experience basically. And for the groomers, it just allows the schedule to be more condensed in the areas, like to know that they're only driving 5 to 10 minutes within each appointment, which is very difficult for a mobile business.
We talked about the fact that you grew and now you have 6 trucks and you're talking about expanding more. And I'm only thinking about this now, but being a mobile company, that comes with a whole separate set of challenges than if you have a single place.
Like a physical location.
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
Taking care of the trucks, changing the tires in winter.
Everything, yeah.
How do you deal with that challenge?
Stay organized, hire a good team. So I have a manager that I've hired. I'm hiring another manager as well to standardize the business. So one thing I believe in, and I've read, there's a really good book. It's called Scaling Up.
That's right. It's a good book.
Excellent book. And one thing that I've learned in that book is if you build your business like a franchise, without the intent, you don't need the intent of franchising, but if you build your business as if it were a franchise, you will succeed. So what that means is that a franchise has SOPs. They have standard operating procedures for every little task of the business. You need to do that even if you don't want to franchise, because you need to standardize how everything is done. So changing tires, who do you call? How does it work? When you book the appointment, you block the date. Changing the oil, same thing. Setting a mechanic inspection, grooming a dog,
because it
ordering
makes
supplies.
it easier then, right, to follow.
Everyone works off a checklist.
Restocking.
It's optional.
Restocking, every little thing. So that's what we're doing now.
Wow.
Yeah, the beauty of opening and scaling a business, right?
Yeah.
Everything changes, and then you realize you have to operationally put in some sort of stuff because then
exactly.
Talk about your experience with PME.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Working with Catherine, like she was with me from the start. I got introduced to PME from one of my really, really good friends, who was also funded by PME. So he referred me to Catherine. I didn't know what to expect. For me, it was mainly to work with like-minded individuals and have experience or get advice, from entrepreneurs who have succeeded in their own space. So I was looking for that because I needed guidance,
Yeah.
So ever since I've started working with PME, I've not only gained more confidence that this idea, like, wow, this actually works. A lot of them use my service. They give me feedback. And it gave me conviction that like I'm actually doing something great. Beyond that, it's like they give me, a lot of advice. So for me, it's the advice. It's the feedback I get. It's how to be better. It's like problems that they faced and how they overcame those problems. I have similar problems. So they teach me what they've done. They've opened doors. They're amazing.
And that's the quintessential definition of what PME does.
Well,
right?
the coaching and the mentorship. So, and before we started this interview, he asked for something. So now it's noted, and I'm going to see what I can do. So it's all about supporting the entrepreneurs. And, for me, it's such a rewarding experience working with people like you who are like innovators, like artists, scientists. Like they just see things and create different like realities for people, and it's like a drug to me. It feeds my soul, and seeing them, and I get so happy seeing them going from point A to B. I'm really so proud of how far you've come and all the wonderful things you're doing. And
thank you so much. Honestly,
like even talking to him created this, and I'm constantly inspired by just their risk taking. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to do what Jonathan did, right? It takes a lot of courage to say, hey, he had a great job before. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to start something. And not only am I going to start something, I'm going to study it and understand it, and then work with the intricacies. And hey, I'll make that phone call to Catherine if I hit a roadblock, if I have an issue, if I need an intro. And knowing to ask for help when you need it is a superpower. And Jonathan, you are incredible.
Thank you so much. My parents thought I was crazy. Leaving a great job, yeah. And then going they're my biggest supporters now.
No?
And like they get
They must be so
super
proud
excited.
of
They
you.
see trucks, like a lot of people will like take pictures and send them to me because they just see them driving. And they thought I was crazy. I mean, like, listen, your kid has a great job and then says, hey, we're going to go wash dogs.
Yeah.
It's not,
So they're calling everybody in the family, listen, you have to go buy a dog.
Yeah.
Jonathan's starting a business.
I think he needs to go see a therapist.
No, but speaking of excited, I remember when I first started seeing the trucks, I was so excited.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. And you're like, oh my goodness.
It's nice.
And it's so fun. Yeah.
It's nice. We get to work with dogs every day and cats. And it's very fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question for you. You mentioned before about mentorship. What advice did a particular mentor give you that really helped you, if you were stuck and really helped change your approach to things?
Do I share the name of
Sure, if you want to.
So Daniel Assouline gave me probably the best feedback that I still use today.
Is that right?
Yeah. Also,
was it?
Adam gave me great feedback. I'm a perfectionist. I try to be a perfectionist, and I'm very hard on myself. So every review needs to be a 5-star. Like everything needs to be at 100%. He told me that I am my biggest roadblock. The reason why I'm not going to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow is because it is impossible for a service business to be 10 out of 10. Mm-hmm. I have to be comfortable with making it a 9 or an 8.5 out of 10. Because if I'm so focused on every little detail,
you missed the big picture.
I missed the big picture. And ever since then,
Good advice.
I would get so stressed if I got like a bad review and it wasn't merited, and like I did nothing, like I tried my best, my very best, and the groomers tried their very best, and it was just that person is just salty. It happens. We work with people. People are unpredictable, unreliable. So it's just like get comfortable with making an amazing service, but it's never going to be 100%.
And I have to say, I can attest to that. Mm-hmm. They always send a survey after each groom, and I accidentally didn't have my glasses on, and instead of clicking 5, I clicked the wrong button.
Oh, no.
I got a call right away. What happened?
Yeah,
and I'm like, what happened was I didn't have my glasses on.
Yeah.
I realized too late, and I'm so sorry.
I thought you were my friend. I thought you were my friend.
It was literally that. I was like, it was my glasses.
But you made the call. And you asked. It could have been Catherine. It could have been anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't completely happy. How can we make your experience better next time?
Always.
I was very impressed by that.
Yeah.
Because I was going to write him and be like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't have my glass. And then immediately he called and it was like, what happened? Let me know. And I was like, and then we laughed it off. But I was so impressed by that call.
Yeah, there's way more value in getting feedback from someone who's angry versus someone who's happy, obviously.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating.
So I see those and I jump on them because that's how we get better. It's not from someone who's already happy. Mm-hmm. Most people, they're very simple. The dog comes, gets groomed. They're in Florida. The truck's in Montreal. They don't know what's going on. It's so seamless that they have no idea what's going on. So it's the ones that weren't happy that we actually get more feedback and improve a lot faster than the ones that are happy.
I'm going to turn one of our earlier questions around and look to you, given the challenges in getting a business like this off the ground, everything you've learned, your skill set, etc. What advice you might have for a young entrepreneur?
Get very comfortable. I think I said this last time, but get very, very comfortable with taking out flyers every day, every single day. Know that I've learned to this point that when bad stuff happen, like bad stuff, it could be anything. Tire popped. It could be any like little annoyance. But when constantly bad things are happening, it's normal. And you just have to keep climbing because that means that something amazing is right around the corner. So like and I'm a big believer in this now because I've had streaks of like bad things and everything you can think of happened. And then bam, next day, something amazing happened. And all those little challenges that I've had were worth it. Mm-hmm. So it's very hard to remind yourself when you're in that constant
Yeah, because you're in it.
phase.
You don't see it.
You're
You
in
don't
it.
see. You don't see the. You don't see the light at the end of the
Yeah.
tunnel. You're just focused on this one thing.
Exactly. So now I got very good at removing myself from that tunnel vision, and then knowing that like something good's happening. I don't know what it is. It could be, you could get a call tomorrow. It could be in a company reaching. It could be anything, but something good's about to happen. So
where do you want Mobispaw to go next? What is it Montreal wide? Is it Canada wide? Is it
Montreal
Quebec wide?
for sure. So
Yeah.
we're gonna solidify Montreal, Toronto. So Toronto's next. Really have a bigger presence within Canada, and then start to enter the U.S.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
North America.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, this has been great. Thank you so much,
Thank
Jonathan.
you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Mentoring is a big part of PME, and this week's Mentor Minute comes to us courtesy of David Horowitz of HTA Direct Sourcing. David?
I believe it's a big mistake targeting really big markets. Why would you want to be a small minnow in a really big ocean? It's absolutely not a good place to be. It's obviously very hard to differentiate yourself and absolutely very hard to be heard. Start with a small, very well-defined group of customers and be a one-of-a-kind company. Here's a perfect example. Facebook's initial market was very small and well-defined, 10,000 Harvard students. Yet very quickly, they were able to capture 60% of this market using their product. So remember, find a well-defined, easy market to reach and own it. Focus, focus, focus.
Catherine, for anyone who is interested in the mentoring and guidance that PME has to offer, how do they sign up?
All they have to do is go on our website, www.ProMontrealentrepreneurs.org, and fill out an application form, and we will contact you. It's that easy.
All right, and that's our time. For more information on PME or any other Federation CJA program, follow us on social at ProMontrealEntrepreneurs.org or at FederationCJA.org. Minding Your Business is a production of Federation CJA. Executive producers are Glenn J. Nash and Catherine Korakakis. Technical production by Daniel Moskovich. The Minding Your Business podcast. Subscribe, download, listen, and share wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Dan Laxer.
And I'm Catherine Korakakis.
Minding Your Business, ProMontreal Entrepreneurs, bringing ideas to life.